In a hospital room, the nostalgic sound of video game action echoes like a siren call. Childhood memories intertwine with sterile surroundings. Who says you can't battle monsters while lying in bed? Lying in a stark hospital bed, surrounded by the whir of machines, our gamer finds solace in virtual worlds. Apparently, pixelated adventures are way better than hospital food. Who knew gaming could be therapy? With furrowed brows and a phone screen glowing like a lighthouse, the guy with the messy hair is deep in an epic gaming battle, proving that sometimes sleep is overrated. Tap, 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 saving the world, one pixel at a time. The guy with the shiny hair stares in disbelief at his screen, game over, flashing like a cruel joke. Just another reminder that life and gaming can be a total buzzkill. With a dramatic sigh that could sink ships, the guy with the messy hair stares at his phone, struggling to process the shocking news. Was that really a cat video gone wrong? In the digital void, a frustrated gamer raises an eyebrow at the glitchy AI, lamenting how even chaos can wear thin over time, like a stale bag of chips no one wants. The bright blue gaming device skitters across the countertop like it has PTSD from too many missed calls. Forget it, I quit, it seems to scream, living its best dramatic life. In a world where gaming used to spark joy, the once passionate player now sits, controllers in hand, feeling like a saggy potato as excitement fades into a distant memory. What gives, right? With a gleaming sword raised like an overzealous DJ at a rave, our hero screams, AOS! The only thing scarier than his battle cry is his questionable haircut. Attack on sight? More like attack on sightseeing. In the game world, roles clash like coffee and milk. RPGs invite you to craft your fantasy, while FPSs scream, who needs strategy when you can shoot first? Fun, right? In a sea of uninspired games, the gamer slumps in frustration, shaking their head at a world where meh passes for masterpiece, wishing for something actually epic, or at least slightly interesting. In a world where originality took a permanent vacation, a fervent gamer squints at the screen, muttering, is it just me, or did someone copy-paste the entire storyline? A digital battlefield of opinions, where gamers clash over shallow plots like it's the Super Bowl of sarcasm. LOL, says one, while another suggests therapy for their character development woes. The guy with the perpetually messy hair leans against the wall, eyes drooping. Bored bounces around the room like it's on a sugar high, but he's just wishing for anything more exciting. In a dimly lit room, the guy with messy hair stares longingly at his laptop as if the screen might reveal the meaning of life, or at least the next big gaming hack. That was when I discovered this game, he muses, half excited, half terrified about the virtual rabbit hole he's about to tumble down. A roguelike adventure with a title that sounds like a tax audit? Buckle up. Players brace for bizarre twists and pixelated chaos. Do you even dungeon, bro? In a world where dungeons are more than just home decor, brave souls venture forth, battling rocks and relics. Spoiler alert, the stones don't fight fair. In the shadowy depths, a lone hero faces the ancient door, its stone whispers echoing the tales of forgotten quests. Will they unleash the adventure, or just their snack stash? The guy with the scruffy hair stares incredulously at his screen, realizing he dove into an art history app that thinks English is the only language. What a monolingual world, he mutters. The guy with the perpetually messy hair leans back, brows furrowed, scrolling through options like a kid at a candy store, pondering if this will be a sweet treat or a sour disappointment. A disgruntled gamer rolls their eyes, eyeing the Dungeon and Stone title screen like it's a dated VHS tape. Whatever, they mutter. It's free. How bad could it be? Click! Welcome to the character selection showdown. Will you choose the brooding human, the grumpy dwarf with a bear-sized backpack, or the elegant elf who's probably just here for the snacks? Choices, choices. As the small screen flickered to life, the guy with the messy hair squinted, debating if he was choosing a character or just having a midlife crisis. Really, this is my fate, he thought, contemplating the meaning of life versus pixelated warriors. With a resigned shrug, the guy with the squinty eyes stares at the endless character roster. Who knew picking a pixelated warrior could feel like choosing a salad at a diner? Ha! It's been centuries since I faced a game with a portrait view. The guy with the messy hair chuckles, oblivious to the looming chaos as enemies scatter in confusion. Classic gamer harvest. With a cheeky smirk, our player is ready to embrace the mysterious unknown. So, this is what we call a quest? More like a puzzle with snacks. Let the wacky adventure begin. The guy with the brooding stare contemplates art as if he's unraveling the mysteries of the universe, only to realize, surprise, his expectations are as flat as his coffee. The guy with the messy hair stares at the clock like it just suggested he do his taxes. 10 p.m. already? Panic flickers across his face. Where did the evening go? With a twist of fate, he gripped the stone tightly, his heart racing as love blossomed in the unlikeliest of places. Who knew dungeons had such charming real estate? Under the glow of his screen, the guy with the wide blue eyes feels the thrill wash over him. It's not just a game, it's pure digital treasure. Who knew pixelated joy could make him sweat? Dungeon and Stone, where mind-bending puzzles tease your brain and pixelated monsters keep you on your toes. It's like pulling weeds in a garden, a unique pain you somehow love. In this pixelated dungeon, the ragtag team, knight, wizard, healer, rogue, and a guy who's definitely not lost, realizes that a balanced party is key, because who wants to solo the big bad alone? In pixelated chaos, our hero sprawls out, defeated by yet another digital foe. You died, the screen taunts. Thanks for the reminder. Like I needed another existential crisis. In a sea of black despair, a lone voice echoes, I had to start all over, like a slighted video game character after a disastrous boss fight. Fun was the lure, frustration, the reality. It's game over for the guy with messy hair who's one defeat away from glory. Cue the dramatic meltdown. Stupid priest! He screams, throwing his controller like it's a grenade. The girl with the messy bun erupted like a volcano, her finger pointing at the oblivious colleague. Can you keep it down? She demanded, her patience fraying like the edges of her shirt. The guy with the messy hair is sweating bullets. Embarrassment looks good on him. 3 places up, 4 to the left, he stammers, hoping to salvage this blunder before it spirals. The guy with the perpetually messy hair squeezes his phone like it holds all the secrets. Lost in the game, he's dodging digital traps. Because who doesn't love a good adrenaline rush with a side of existential dread? Our hero stares at the blank screen, contemplating their love for a game that no one else cared about. Profound existential crisis, or just a sad gamer moment? Probably both. With fingers poised over the keyboard, the guy with the twitchy eyebrows reluctantly sighs. All right, fine, as if the internet just dared him to join the fray. What a rebellious choice. Deep in the pixelated trenches, the gamer with the unwavering resolve vows to conquer this digital beast solo. It's me or the game, they claim, armed with nothing but sheer determination and a lot of snacks. Boredom is the enemy of recovery. With messy hair and a serious face, our hero dives into the virtual world, using gaming to escape the hospital's stale air and endless beeping. In the bustling chaos of the service center, a kid drags his mom, oblivious to the world. Meanwhile, the guy at the desk battles paperwork like it's a life-or-death showdown. Meet Mr. Fancy Suit. He's not checking stock prices, but rather social service job listings. South Korea's military draft, where serving your country can mean swiping through bureaucratic boredom. Amid the swirl of textbooks and late-night cramming, he triumphantly lands a job, his degree finally paying off. Cue the confetti, or maybe just the sound of a microwave ding. Game over, champ! The pixelated hero lies defeated, reminding you that even in a virtual realm, life's greatest struggles can end with just one wrong move. Time to restart and rethink those choices. The frustrated gamer, fingers poised like a caffeinated hummingbird, readies for another dive into pixelated danger. Leveling up isn't for the faint of heart, or those who can't take a joke. The girl with the unyielding spirit screams, "Again!" Her digital avatar crumples, yet she grasps a controller tighter. Because who doesn't love a good retry, right? Game on. In the abyss of pixelated disappointment, the "You died" screen shines brighter than my future. The haunting echoes of "Again" remind me I might just set a world record in gaming failures. Time flies and leaves us wondering where it went. 9 years vanished like that last bite of pizza at a party. 1 minute it's there, the next, poof. With a grin that could charm the mustache off a walrus, the guy with the shadowy eyes swallows hard. Anticipation and nerves clash as he dramatically declares, "I'm finally here." Meet the guy with the wild hair and crazed grin, likely a brilliant idea brewing, or a prank about to unfold. Hopefully, it's not the same thing. Chaos is not always comedic gold. Sweat drips down his forehead like a leaky faucet as he stares intensely at his screen. The dungeon of the final boss? Guess it's time for my heart to race or crash. A colossal, ominous door looms ahead, its intricate carvings hinting at secrets long buried. The flickering torches cast eerie shadows, and you can't help but wonder, what's behind the spooky threshold? Beneath the flickering torchlight, the traveler stares at the ominous gate of the abyss. Because who wouldn't want to walk into a dark hole that screams, bad idea? With a wild mane of hair that defies gravity, he erupts in triumph, fists raised like he just won the lottery. Can you believe it? I'm the trailblazer of gaming glory. With wild hair and a look of horror, the guy leans in, glued to the screen. He's just realized the final episode's a cliffhanger. Oh, the agony. Two friends stare out the window, one with spiky hair, contemplating life. 9 years, he exclaims. I spent my 20s just trying to reach this epic moment, like waiting for dinner to finish. The guy with the messy hair sniffs back tears, fists clenched, ready to tackle the emotions he normally shoves under the carpet. Who knew vulnerability could be so dramatic? Sweaty palms hover over the yes button. Who could resist? The final boss room looms like a giant, scowling bouncer. What kind of question is that? Ready or not, here comes the showdown. Are you sure? It asks, like a wisecracking doorman with a suspicious eyebrow. A leap of faith or a lifelong regret? Choose wisely. Once inside, there's no turning back. Or is there? The guy with the messy hair squints at the screen, half exasperated, half amused. It's just a game, right? But as everyone knows, the final chapter usually means panic and plot twists. In the dim light, the smirk on the guy with the messy hair says it all. He's just found the ultimate level cheat. Click, click, and suddenly, victory seems just a keystroke away. The tension crackles like a live wire. Who in their right mind wouldn't enter after all this time? It's like waiting for a roller coaster ride, minus the safety harness. A creepy, glitchy screen stares back, commanding you to please wait while your anxiety simmers. Is it a timeout, or have you just unleashed something terrible with that click? In a world where brains defeat brawn, the determined strategist plots quietly, vowing to gather intel like it's Black Friday sales. Nothing less than the best will do. The guy with the messy hair leans back, contemplating the boss battle of his life. Who knew gaming strategy could feel like a corporate meeting, complete with mental spreadsheets? The gamer with questionable luck contemplates instant death skills, like they're dodging the ex's texts. It'll be a laugh if I nail this boss first try. Fingers crossed and snacks ready. Lost in the glow of his screen, the guy with the messy hair smiles, waiting for something big. Oh, is it done loading now? He muses, blissfully unaware of the chaos ahead. Darkness swallows you whole, and a shiver runs down your spine. Welcome to the abyss, where your good decisions go to die, and so does your sense of direction. The screen glows triumphantly, a digital victory banner waving in my face. Ding! It's like graduating kindergarten, only with fewer finger paintings and more existential dread. With wide eyes and a furrowed brow, the guy with the tousled hair stares into the void, realizing life's not a video game, but wouldn't a tutorial be nice right now? The guy with the too big shirt looks like he's just realized he forgot his anniversary, sweaty palms and all. The tension's palpable. It's either confess or panic mode. The guy with the messy hair squints at the screen, panic dancing in his eyes. Korean? Did I accidentally join a K-drama? Note to self, no more midnight snacks. The guy with the too confident haircut stares at his screen like it just broke the laws of physics, because apparently Dungeon & Stone decided to add more languages. Who said gaming was easy? The guy with the piercing blue eyes scowls, frustration etched on his face, because translating word by word is just as thrilling as watching paint dry on a rainy day. A sudden flash pierces the darkness, illuminating a target locked in the sights. Target confirmed echoes through the tension, bringing an electrifying mix of focus and impending chaos. As the screen blares to life, the guy with the unruly hair feels a jolt, a sudden ill-timed caffeine rush, or a signal from the universe. Either way, this is not your average Tuesday. The guy with the wild hair squints in disbelief as a blinding light explodes around him. What the? He exclaims, because classic reactions are timeless. With a look that screams, "Why me?" The guy with messy hair clutches his head, overwhelmed by a torrent of emotions, like his brain's running a marathon he never signed up for. Urgh! He gasps, as reality takes a dramatic twist. Waves of blinding energy crash around him, agony coursing through every nerve. He grips his head, wondering if he's auditioning for a superhero role or just experiencing a really bad day. A whirlwind of confusion hits like a rogue wave. Just what in the world is going on? He yells, baffled as the air crackles with electric mystery. Nature's way of saying, surprise! A lone chair sits in the spotlight like a sad contestant on a game show, bathed in a mysterious glow. Is that the sound of a computer victory or impending doom? Silence hugs the room as the rolling chair looms ominously, a throne of forgotten memories. I lost consciousness, but honestly, it was probably the chair's fault for being so boring. In the pitch black, silence hangs thick, except for the playful chatter echoing like whispers from mischievous ghosts. You'd think it's Halloween, but nope, just another ordinary day with extraordinary secrets. An eerie voice echoes, cloaked in shadows, congratulating the young warriors. Confusion cracks the tension like a brittle twig. Who's this sage? And why does it sound like they love dramatic entrances? Amidst shadows and flickering torches, a booming voice echoes, like an angry alarm clock at midnight. The guy with the sword looks ready to banish everyone's late-night snacks. Who's brave enough to respond? Darkness swallowed everything, but when the light peeked in, reality rushed back like an unexpected alarm clock. Groggy confusion sets the stage. What wild dream awaited behind that curtain? With arms raised like a rock star at a sold-out concert, the burly warrior roars, and begin your journey to become true warriors. It's pep rally meets gladiator games, intense and hilariously motivational. Amidst the chaos, the guy with the spiky hair spins around, alarmed. Did someone just yell? I forgot my earplugs, he thinks, heart racing like it just overheard a scary story. A burst of confusion erupts as our bewildered protagonist grapples with disbelief. Completely, they muse, wondering if reality just slipped through their fingers like a slippery banana peel. Amidst crackling flames, words evaporate like smoke. What can you say when everything you thought you knew goes up in flames? Guess it's time for some fire safety tips. In a world where flames dance like mischief, torches flicker rebelliously, casting an orange glow that's as warm as a cozy campfire and way more interesting than any LED light show. Surrounded by muscle-bound giants with chiseled abs and intimidating stares, our protagonist wonders if he accidentally signed up for a bodybuilding contest instead of a casual hangout. Yikes! The old man with the epic beard barked wildly, his words a jumbled mess, but somehow they felt like echoes from a distant childhood, a chaotic, dusty memory nobody really wanted to relive. With a voice like thunder, the elder warrior commands, "You will now shout!" His rugged chest brims with authority, as if abs were OSHA approved for intimidation. Ready or not, here comes the noise. The guy with the wild eyebrows stares, panic bubbling up. Weapon? What weapon? He thinks, wondering if kitchen spatulas count, though they're not great for intimidation. The guy with the hulking shoulders scratches his head, bewildered. Seriously, how am I fluent in this mysterious mumbo-jumbo? Cue dramatic existential crisis and a desperate search for a decoder ring. The guy with the wild curls stands in a swirling void, utterly lost. Forget all that, he mutters, channeling his inner philosopher. But where the heck is the exit? With a deep sigh that could rival a deflating balloon, the guy with the deep blue eyes wrestles with the weight of 100 regrets. Why can't life come with a manual? With sweat trickling down his brow, the guy with the messy hair realizes this isn't just a game, it's a life or death puzzle. Time to channel his inner detective or flee. With intense determination radiating from his aura, he bellows, "I can." His body, a flawless puzzle piece, seems ready for any challenge. Let's just hope his enthusiasm matches his physique. The muscular guy with a serious expression is reaching out, hand open, like he's about to drop the biggest truth bomb since sliced bread. Wait, he warns, and instincts scream. His hands now resemble miniature hams, an unexpected upgrade. Muscles he never dreamed of flexing join the party. Talk about a transformation that'll give anyone a serious case of gym envy. A dark, minimalist image sets the tone, a voice echoing with confidence. I can move them at my will, it says, leaving a shiver of curiosity. What's them? Magic? Trouble? A cat? Meet the muscle-bound warrior with more abs than sense, ready to face mythical beasts and possibly tripping over his own feet. His fierce grin screams, "I lift," while his outfit says, "Flintstone chic." Barefoot and bold, the guy with the chiseled legs declares ownership like a toddler claiming a cookie. You can practically hear the urgency. This isn't just a statement, it's an exclamation. The guy with the wild hair stands frozen, staring into the mirror, eyes wide as if he just discovered a conspiracy theory about his own existence. Is this really me?" he gasps, half expecting to see a celebrity. The guy with the furrowed brow grips his fists, disbelief written all over his face. "Really me?" he gasps, realizing he's just summoned his inner drama queen. A desperate cry shatters the air as someone struts towards the altar with a flow that says wedding, but the face below screams, "What?" Something's clearly going way off script. Karak, the third son of Fanun, stands awkwardly, muscles rippling like a lightly oiled machine. "What did I do this time?" he wonders, wishing he could blend into the background like a chameleon at a paint factory. The guy with the rugged beard eyeballs the blaze, sweat trickling down his forehead, while the always serious warrior mutters, "Do we really need our next vacation to be this hot?" The guy in shiny armor, hand twitching like he's about to win a game of charades, suddenly lunges. A moment hangs. Will he catch the barefoot girl or just grab air? In a moment suspended in time, the grip tightens around the staff, a lifeline in chaos. Hope and determination fuse, but is it enough to light the darkness ahead? The warrior with the frosty hair flexes like he's auditioning for a Muscles magazine, while his grizzled buddy brandishes an axe like it's a prop in a bad action movie. "Smile for the camera, boys." Karak, the third son of Fanun, stands wide-eyed, clutching a battle axe that seems almost as tall as he is. "Excellent choice," echoes in his mind. Let's hope it's not a choice he regrets. With eyes aglow like a haunted lighthouse, the old man roars, shaking the very air. Who wants to hear a story of epic proportions? Spoiler, it's about dealing with disrespectful youths. With a burst of authority, the voice calls for Einar, the enigmatic second daughter of Fenelin. She's probably dreaming of snacks, but duty calls. Will she step up or back away? The guy with the intense gaze squints, a bead of sweat trickling down his temple. "Hold on," he mutters, recalling a memory that feels more like déjà vu gone rogue. In a chaotic melee of bravado and bad decisions, young wildlings enthusiastically picked weapons like kids selecting candy, except instead of sugar, it's deadly steel. A sword? Classic choice, buddy. She flashes a fierce grin, confidence radiating from her as she presents the spear like a prized trophy. Perfect for an agile warrior like you. Both are ready to conquer the chaos ahead. Seriously? Me? A warrior? The guy with oversized armor stares wide-eyed, caught off guard. Recognition feels like winning a game of rock, paper, scissors against life. Unexpected, but hey, I'll take it. With an infectious grin plastered across his face, the muscular warrior raises his weapon triumphantly, daring fate to join in on his absurdly ambitious endeavor. "May there be a Baku after this," he quips. And honestly, who's not hungry? A dramatic proclamation echoes through the air. This young warrior is ready to embrace the epic glory of Raftonia, armed with ambition and maybe a handcrafted sword from last year's craft fair. The sprawling city shines under the sun, with its grand castle at the center, like a jewel in a crown. Perfect for a royal tea party or an unexpected dragon invasion. The world holds its breath. An explosion of chaos is just a heartbeat away. A single gasp pierces the air, and suddenly, silence feels like a loaded gun. The guy with the furrowed brows stares into the abyss, realization washing over him like a bucket of ice water. This is definitely not my idea of a fun day. A blinding explosion of light erupts above, casting shadows like reluctant dancers on the ground below. Cue the nervous glances. Nobody signed up for a spontaneous fireworks show. In the gleaming spotlight of destiny, Dungeon and Stone beams like a cosmic gem, promising peril, adventure, and possibly some awkward hero speeches. Buckle up, this ride's about to get rocky. In a pixelated realm of choice, the barbarian stands ready, axe in hand, probably hungry. Meanwhile, the elf silently judges everyone's fashion sense. Who needs armor when you've got attitude? The moment I chose the barbarian character, dread washed over me like a splash of ice-cold water. Ready to smash my enemies and my sanity, I felt the weight of pixelated destiny. Muscles bulging and adrenaline pumping, the barbarian stands before the final boss's lair, sweating bullets, mostly from excitement and a little from that questionable burrito. Adventure awaits. In a world blurred by uncertainty, the shadows whisper secrets the light dares not reveal. It's like trying to find your glasses when they're on your forehead, frustratingly close yet eerily distant. The guy with the messy hair is wrestling with chaos. Logic's gone AWOL, and he's about to start pulling his own hair out. Meanwhile, his friend stutters like he's auditioning for a scary movie. The guy with the oversized dreams is staring into the abyss of adventure, convinced that Dungeon and Stone is just a fun-filled trip, not a perilous quest for survival. Classic overconfidence. The guy with the wild red hair is all wide-eyed terror, practically vibrating with anxiety, while his stoic buddy looks like he's just realized he forgot to lock the front door. Tremble indeed. The girl with the fiery red hair stares into the unknown, panic dancing on her face. "What the hell?" she exclaims. Clearly, being lost in the woods wasn't on her to-do list. The guy with the flaming hair trembles, confusion painted across his face. In this tangled mess of emotions, he's yet to figure out if it's fear or just really bad news. In a smoky tavern, the brooding guy with a piercing gaze sizes up the crying woman, his tension cranked to 11. Talk about a drama-filled bar night. Everyone's trembling, but he knows he's no ordinary barbarian. The guy with the furrowed brow and terrified eyes realizes he might be completely wrong. A bead of sweat slides down his temple. Awkward moment alert. Did he just doom everyone? With a huge twitchy eye, the guy with the spiky hair realizes he's not alone in this bizarre game world. His panic flares. Who just crashed his private meltdown? Yikes! The guy with the silver beard isn't just having a bad day. Those glowing eyes scream, "I've seen things." Prepare for a plot twist that will make even the gods shudder. The room trembles as the hulking warrior looms, muscles bulging like overripe fruit. His fierce grin screams trouble, while his grip on the situation tightens. Time to rethink that snack break. The guy with the wildly spiked hair can't shake the feeling he's been spied on. Panic sets in as he questions how the shadows crept up so quietly. Seriously, stealth mode? The old man with blazing eyes is a tempest of fury, shadows swirling like dark clouds around him. He's not just angry. He's about to unleash a storm. Hope you brought an umbrella. Eyes ablaze with suspicion. The guy with the sharp jaw jabs a finger, demanding answers like he's interrogating a potato. Tension hangs thick. Who knew vegetables could be so shady? The guy with the spiky hair stares wide-eyed, horror etching his features. Shockwaves of no escape his lips as if the universe just proclaimed, "Oops, not today." The guy with the bulging muscles and wild eyes lets out a primal scream, his desperation echoing in the silence. Clearly, this isn't just a workout session gone awry. A frustrated soul, fists clenched, channels their inner drama queen, blaming a shadowy bastard for their woes. You know, because it's always someone else's fault. Convenient, huh? Tension crackles between the guy with the intense glare and his anxious sidekick, whose wide eyes scream, "I just remembered I forgot to feed my goldfish." What's brewing? A showdown or a seafood emergency? The guy with the fiery hair pauses dramatically, like he's about to reveal the secrets of the universe, or at least what's in his fridge. Suspense thickens. Even silence seems to lean in. The guy with the messy hair looks like he just saw a ghost, or worse, his ex. Sweat beads on his forehead and confusion stretches his features. Huh? Classic. The bearded warrior with the ancient scars narrows his eyes, every fiber screaming urgency. "It has to be you," he insists, as if the fate of the world rests on this hair-raising revelation. The shadowy figure looms, muscles tense, an ominous presence as if the darkness itself has decided to flex. It's like holding a grudge and a dumbbell at the same time. Panic's gripping his face like a cheap horror movie mask. Dungeon and Stone? The words slip out, trembling. It's either a dangerous adventure or the world's worst game of charades. A rush of wind slices through the air like a dramatic entrance at a party nobody invited you to. It's silent, but the tension screams, something big is about to happen. The guy with the ridiculously long hair is just trying to understand the conversation. But surprise, a dramatic slice sends more than just words flying. Talk about cutting to the chase. Swirling chaos reigns as shadowy figures clash, their struggle intensified by violent splashes of red, like a bad paint job gone rogue. Is it a battle or just a really intense game of tag? With a wild gaze and blood-streaked hair, the guy with the perfect bun realizes his worst nightmare. Gravity isn't a suggestion, and something's definitely wrong with his life choices. Blood drips like a treacherous river down the guy with the messy hair's face, his eyes wide with shock. Well, that escalated quickly, he thinks, wishing he'd just stayed home. Muscles ripple like an electrified jelly, and confusion reigns supreme. The tattooed giant's shock is palpable. Did someone just step onto his toes? Or is that a revelation brewing? A heartbeat echoes like a drum roll, amplifying the tension. The guy with the intense gaze feels the weight of something sinister lurking just beyond his vision. His eyebrows furrow. Tension hangs thick. A jarring heartbeat echoes through the silence, pumping tension into the air. The guy with the furrowed brow stares wide-eyed, clearly not ready for whatever chaos is to follow. The guy with the tattooed arms clenches his fists, ready for a fist fight, while the hulking brute with the battle helmet just wants everyone to chill, useless at parties. The guy with the furrowed brow feels his pulse quicken, a dramatic heartbeat echoing in his ears. It's either fear or that third cup of coffee kicking in. Baddum indeed. Heart racing, the guy with the furrowed brow fights his terror, chanting, "No weakness, no weakness." It's like a motivational seminar, only with more life or death stakes and a lot more sweat. In the dim shadows, Orium, son of Kadua, wrestles with an unwelcome hitchhiker, an evil spirit making his life a chaotic mess. Just when he thought family drama had a limit, the old warrior glares, his golden eyes aflame with a mix of fury and conviction. You think a beard like this isn't tough? You've never met my morning comb. The grip is fierce, knuckles white around the hefty axe handle. This isn't just any weapon, it's a ticket to chaos, and our brooding warrior is ready for the ride. The guy with the killer abs, looking like he walked out of a gym brochure, shouts at the young warriors, "Forget the evil spirit. Trust me, I never read the fine print." With a voice like thunder, the muscular warrior, adorned in battle scars and a wild mane, demands all eyes. Let the ceremony resume. Talk about a dramatic party crasher. With a tattooed back that tells tales of battles fought and foes conquered, the guy with the rugged features stands resolute, as if daring the universe to challenge him again. Resilience looks good on him. A light bulb flickers on in the guy with the furrowed brow's mind, like that moment when you finally figure out how to properly fold a fitted sheet. Clarity is sweet, just like dessert. Number 1, anyone not born here is basically a ghost. The guy with the fierce tattoos leans in, sweat trickling down his face. Talk about dropping a spooky truth bomb. The guy with the furrowed brow leans in, urgency etched on his face. Number 2, if they catch wind of this, we're toast, literally. And I had plans for lunch. The guy with the spiky hair is feeling a tad dramatic, something about heads rolling. Good news, it's just a near-death experience. Bad news, he's definitely going for the Oscar. Amidst a backdrop of chaos, the figure looms, a glimmer of triumph tinged with shadows. Conclusion, it declares with flair, because every great story needs a dramatic wrap-up, right? Steel-clad foot taps ominously on the ground, sending sparks flying like a campfire gone rogue. The quiet before the battle is as thick as the armor. Something big is about to happen. Eyes wide, heart racing, they crouch in the shadows, plotting their stealthy plan. Just like hide and seek, right? Except I definitely don't want to be it this time. A battalion stands at attention, but the guy barking orders just spilled the beans. There's a small problem. Spoiler alert, everyone's about to freak out. Next, in a realm where lineage matters more than breakfast, the grand proclamation booms. Serum, the fourth son of Kinnick, step forward. Cue the dramatic music and power poses. With a step that echoed like a thunderclap, the guy with the brooding stare clearly felt the heat. His heart raced. Boy, was this not the time to flinch. The guy with the battle-scarred hands, gripping a fork like it's Excalibur, defiantly yells, "Next!" Hungry for both food and a showdown, he's ready for anything. Bring it on. The brooding warrior, with his chiseled jaw and tattoos that scream "I'm serious," sizes up the newly arrived contender. Meanwhile, the masked powerhouse flashes a cheeky grin, ready to brawl. "Next," she orders, because why wait for fun? In a moment of existential crisis, someone realizes they're yet another forgettable face in the crowd. What's in a name? They sigh, pondering the mystery of their own identity. A visibly frustrated guy with wild hair raises his hands to the sky, begging for clarity. Stinking game. At least give me my name. This isn't a blind date. With muscles rippling and sweat glistening, the guy with the epic tattoos squints into danger. His life's a high-stakes game, and guesswork? Yeah, that's a no-go. The crowd buzzes with impatience, echoing the loud shouts of, "Next!" Like they're at an amusement park ride gone rogue, nobody's sure when the fun will begin. With blood splattered like an abstract painting, the guy with the intense gaze wrestles with desperation. His odds slim, but hey, sometimes you've just got to roll the dice. The room buzzes with anticipation. "Next!" echoes like a siren. Everyone's heart skips a beat, like waiting for your turn at a dentist appointment. Will they survive the spotlight? In a moment of intense determination, fingers intertwine like a knot that refuses to unravel. Clenching tight, it's either a fierce promise or a struggle with last night's burrito. Who knows? With a determined scowl, the warrior raises his sword, channeling all his swagger and hesitation into the fight ahead. "Next!" he shouts, as if daring fate to trip him. The tension in the air thickens as the loud command roars through the room. Bjorn, with hair like spun gold, stands frozen, questioning his life choices and the sudden spotlight. The old man's voice thundered through the air, his eyes blazing with fury and wisdom. If you thought he was just a grumpy grandpa, think again. This guy means business. The guy with the inked muscles swallows hard, tension thick in the air like the suspense before a bad punchline. 1 second, just one, before chaos erupts. Buckle up! The woman with a fierce gaze stands among towering, tattooed warriors like a lone daisy in a field of concrete. Her smirk whispers, "I could take them all, if only they'd stop flexing." The tension is palpable. The armored figure's dark gaze bores into you, counting down like a hyped-up referee before a major game. 2 seconds. Who knew time could feel so heavy? A heroic figure stands before an army of grim-faced warriors, flames flickering wildly. "If no one takes the first step," he shouts, but it looks like everyone forgot how to take a step today. In the charged silence, anticipation hangs thick like fog. The moment is electric, and all eyes are on the name. Stepping forward feels like diving into a pool full of sharks. The barefoot girl, known for her daydreaming, steps onto the sand like it's her personal runway. Each grain a reminder that even nature loves a good entrance. With sweat glistening and battle scars telling tales of survival, the guy with the chiseled jaw stands defiantly, contemplating whether that last protein shake was worth it. Fight or flight? He's ready for round 2. In a moment of sheer revelation, the guy with the bulging muscles gasps, "That has to be my name!" You can almost hear the dramatic saxophone music playing in the background. A lone word hangs in the air like a hopeful balloon, swaying in the wind, hopefully. It lingers with the weight of 1,000 dreams and snacks left uneaten. In a wild world where Barbarian meets survival game, expect epic battles and hilarious blunders, like accidentally picking a fight with the wrong tree. Spoiler, trees fight back. Behind the scenes, it takes a village. Midnight Studio brings the vision to life, while Emong directs the chaos. Nep's art dazzles and pastry adds flavorful backgrounds, like a cake, but for the eyes. A roar rings through the air, echoing like a dramatic cliffhanger in a movie. Bjorn, the guy with the wild hair, can't decide if he wants to sprint or hide. Talk about pressure. With a chiseled physique that screams, "I lift more than just groceries," the warrior stands tall, sweat mixing with battle dirt. Clearly, he didn't get the memo about personal space. Ready for combat, his intensity could slice through steel. A figure with cascading white hair stands amidst swirling embers, an intensity in their eyes that suggests they've just been through a fiery trial. Like a bad Tinder date, but with more ash. The guy with the chiseled abs stares up at the towering warrior, fear and defiance brewing like a nasty storm. Step closer, and I'll show you why my muscles have muscles. A tense heartbeat echoes in the darkness as that single step reverberates like a drum. It's all or nothing now. Either face the fear or let it consume you. The old warrior with the glowing golden eyes stares into the abyss, his weathered face etched with years of battles fought and maybe a few too many nap times. Determined, he readies to confront the darkness, fueled by memories of glory. and perhaps a love for heroic yarns. A fierce glare cuts through the chaos, blood splatters marking the stoic face of a determined fighter. With every breath, he's a stepping stone to vengeance. No time for doubt. A voice echoes through the silence, heavy with expectation. It's got that sage vibe, like a seasoned warrior who's seen too many battles but still believes in young dreams. No pressure, right? In a showdown hotter than a jalapeno in July, the challenge echoes. Pick up the weapon of your choice. This is not your regular shopping trip. Only chaos and epic escapades await. The bearded warrior, engulfed in flames, thrusts his arm triumphantly, laughter booming like thunder. "Who needs a health potion when you've got fire?" he shouts, daring the blaze to take him down. Victory beams from his face as he basks in the glow of his brilliance. The guy with the smug smile just proved his theory. Because who wouldn't want to hear, "I told you so" in style? A name echoes through the void, Bjorn, son of Yandel. It sounds epic, like a warrior's battle cry, or maybe just the latest flavor of yogurt, tangy and full of grit. With a sly smirk, the guy with the devilish grin stands victorious, blood smearing his cheek like a badge of honor. Who knew conquering foes could be this messy and a little bit fun? A sudden eruption of fury. The guy with the booming voice clutches his chest like a soap opera star, overwhelmed that someone dared to utter his sacred name. Drama level, off the charts. With a dramatic flair that could rival a soap opera, the guy squints into the abyss, contemplating choices like a squirrel on caffeine. Will he leap or linger? The mountain of a man with the messy hair glares fiercely, knuckles white as he clenches his fist. Clearly, he's prepping for a showdown. Either that or trying to squeeze a really tough stress ball. Barbarians may ditch magic like a bad habit, but their muscles could lift the weight of a mountain. Who needs spells when you can just throw a boulder instead? Shadows dance on the shiny swords, each blade whispering tales of battles fought and victories won. But wait, are those spears eyeing each other with envy? Classic weapon drama. The guy with the wild beard, slumped in his chair, eyes wide, recalling the day he turned his squishy wizard dreams into a beefy barbarian nightmare. Yikes, talk about a character flaw. With determination chiseled on his face and battle scars telling tales of survival, the guy with the brooding brow declares he's found the ultimate weapon, just after realizing the vending machine is empty. The gladiator stands tall, muscles gleaming like a freshly oiled machine, hand reaching out as if caught in a moment of dramatic revelation. "It's this, or a very bad Tinder date," he smirks. The guy with the intense gaze locks eyes, a subtle smirk dancing on his lips. "Oh?" he retorts, as if curiosity couldn't get any sharper. He's ready for whatever chaos comes next. The man with the wisdom-laden beard leans in, eyes twinkling like he's about to drop the universe's best-kept secret, or at least a solid dad joke. Brace yourself. With furrowed brows and wild hair, the guy realizes too late that a shield shouted heroically doesn't mean much when you're still standing in the line of fire. Classic miscalculation. The guy with the epic biceps and a shield that could double as a door cast a shadow like a storm cloud. Hope the little guy below packed a solid plan. This doesn't look good. With a fierce glare and dirt smeared across his cheek, the guy with the battle-hardened face stands ready. No turning back now, unless he trips on his own ego. A booming voice echoes in the dark, hyping up Bjorn, son of Yandel. Great, now he just needs to find the courage between his snack breaks to be a warrior. A wild, eerie cheer erupts like a ghost at a disco, "Yeah!" as the screen flickers with triumph. Synchronization complete, but let's hope it's good vibes only. A looming silence, shattered only by the ominous ding-ding echoing in the air, like a dinner bell for impending chaos. What's on the menu? Tension served on a silver platter. In the stillness, an ominous ding echoes, slicing through the silence. Is it a notification or a summons to chaos? Either way, someone's about to lose their focus, again. The screen blinks to life with a triumphant ding! Level 24 achieved. Who knew gaming could feel like adulting? Reporting progress to some mysterious overlord. Where's my trophy? Bjorn Yandel, a level 1 hero with all the charisma of a wet sock, boasts a whopping combat power of 67. Looks like he skipped leg day, forever. In the shadows, an owl perches, its wide eyes reflecting wisdom, or maybe just snack options. With the night as its cloak, it silently observes, waiting for the perfect moment to glide. A fierce title bursts forth like a battle cry, surviving the game as a barbarian. This isn't your average wilderness survival guide. Expect epic fights, questionable decisions, and a whole lot of rugged charm. Just one word, yet it slams into the gut like a rogue boulder. Barbarian hangs in the air like an old argument at a family reunion, unsettling but somehow entirely fitting. With dreams of slashing through enemies, he hefted the massive greatsword, a true barbarian's dream. Little did he know, swinging it around would feel more like an Olympic sport than a video game. With muscles rippling and sweat glistening, the sword-wielding warrior prepares to slice the sun itself, or maybe just a particularly stubborn slice of pizza. Either way, watch out. The hulking creature with glowing red eyes is totally geeking out over his oversized sword. Who knew monsters could appreciate fine weaponry? Just imagine him saying, "You think this is cool? You should see my collection." Lying face down like last week's pizza, our hero realizes defense isn't just for knights. This isn't a game of dodgeball. And guess who just got eliminated? The guy with the perpetually messy hair grips his head, eyes wide with panic. "Not again!" he yells, channeling all the drama of a soap opera star, without the budget for dramatic music. Frustration boils over as the guy with the freshly tousled hair throws his hands in the air, questioning the universe. Because clearly, resilience is an optional feature, right? Frustration oozes from the warrior as they stare at a pile of failed weapons like a kid sorting through Halloween candy. It's all exciting until you bite into that weird caramel apple. What's next? A foam sword? A dark, brooding silhouette looms, wielding a spiked mace like it's just another prop from a medieval roleplay event. Someone's about to learn that life isn't always a game. Weak tie to civilization? Nah, our guy's counting on becoming a berserk barbarian, muscles bulging, rage simmering, spilling snacks and sanity alike, while hoping brawn beats brain in this chaotic showdown. The armored warrior stands tall, weapon poised, drenched in the aftermath of chaos. Every fight cuts deeper, risking his pixelated life over and over. Talk about extreme gaming. In the shadows, doubt dripped like thick, dark paint. Something untrustworthy lurked. Then, a spark of inspiration jolted the mind, nudging it to wonder, what if I changed the game entirely? Amidst the foggy marketplace, the muscle-bound warrior with a flair for dramatic entrances surveys his options. 6 blades, but can he pick just one? Talk about commitment issues. In a world of wizards and magical mayhem, our frustrated hero questions their fate, wondering why they're stuck with a barbarian who prefers axe swinging over spell slinging. Seriously, did no one read the character manual? With a glimmering shield adorned like a medieval taco plate, our barbarian prepares for battle, channeling strength and vitality. But let's be real, he'll still forget his lunch. Meet the armored giant with pecs of steel and a face that could scare even the bravest foes. He's here to drop some serious holy smite and probably a few bicep curls. In a world obsessed with brawn, these underdogs, unassuming yet resilient, proclaim, "We may not wear the tank armor, but we'll outsmart you every time." Talk about using brains over brawn. With a furrowed brow and a hint of blue in his gaze, the strategizing star realizes, swapping roles means rewriting the playbook. Cue the mental gymnastics and dramatic flair. Who knew barbarians needed a makeover? A hand, poised and nervous, clutches an envelope like it holds the secrets of the universe. Or maybe just a bad date. Below, shards of dirt fly up. It's about to get messy. The air crackles as a fiery explosion bursts forth, sending debris dancing like confetti at a very chaotic birthday party. It's all fun and games until the cake goes up in flames. A fiery explosion erupts, sending chunks of debris flying like confetti at a bad party. The chaos blurs the line between panic and excitement. Definitely not a typical Tuesday afternoon. Shadows dance on the wall like they're at a party. Too bad it's a chaotic rush for survival. Duck, dive, laugh? Maybe later, after the smoke clears. With muscles tensed and hammer in hand, the warrior stands before the monstrous beast, ready for the ultimate showdown. It's like a bad Tinder date gone horribly wrong. Out of the dark abyss, a single word echoes, "What?" It's the kind of shock that makes coffee spill and hearts race, like finding out dessert was just a mirage. The guy with the messy hair grins triumphantly, smashing the cockatrice with all his might. "Take that, you overgrown turkey." Who knew gaming could be this life or death, or at least ludicrously fun? With a lopsided grin, the guy with messy hair leans back, eyes sparkling like he just discovered chocolate-flavored broccoli. "This is gonna be awesome!" he declares, over-the-top excitement radiating. With a furrowed brow and a furiously beating heart, the guy with the strategic mind weighs his options. Logic is his compass, but emotions always seem to play hide and seek. Bold declaration, bright and brash, like a toddler with a crayon declaring their masterpiece. But deep down, we all know there's that one tiny pizza slice of doubt lurking in the shadows. "Open the gate." The desperate voice echoes through the night, thick with urgency. It's the kind of demand that makes even the sun blush and think twice about rising. The ground shakes as ominous rumbles echo, like thunder had an angry cousin. Panic spreads faster than a rumor at a high school reunion. Something big is about to go down. The ground trembles as the ominous thud resonates, echoing like an overly dramatic drum roll for the chaos about to unfold. Hope? Yeah, it's taking the scenic route out of here. A trio stands frozen, eyes wide as the cathedral crumbles before them, dust flying, stone cracking like a bad joke. They're not just witnessing destruction, they're in the punchline of a cosmic prank. A sea of anxious faces, it's like a bad high school reunion, but instead of awkward small talk, they're facing the ominous labyrinth. Good luck to those who forget their snacks. The guy with the chiseled jaw and intense gaze looks like he's just realized he forgot to pick up groceries. Not a good day for those legendary abs. With a furrowed brow and a bead of sweat trickling down, he glances towards the horizon, contemplating a journey that might just require a map. One with clearer details, please. Rafdonia, where shadows whisper secrets and flames flicker like worried thoughts. The ominous throne stands ready, as if preparing for a royal drama worthy of popcorn and a dramatic gasp. The guy with the armor stands frozen, staring at the ominous door like it owes him money. Behind him, his friends exchange nervous glances. It's definitely not a friendly door. The shadows loom, and a commanding voice echoes like the ultimate GPS if GPS were a battle cry. "Embark on your journey, warriors," they declare, as fate and probably snacks await. With wild hair and a voice that could wake the dead, the old sage declares destiny like it's an unpaid bill, leaving everyone wondering if he's truly inspiring or wildly overdramatic. With a mischievous grin, the old warrior's weathered face hints at countless tales, adventures, failures, and probably the best wedding crash of all time. What secrets does this grizzled hero hold? The guy with the wild hair throws his arms up, unleashing a scream that echoes through the valley, as if trying to summon every monster in a 5-mile radius. Spoiler, it's working. Bare-chested warriors charge forward, muscles rippling and fury lighting up their faces. It's a bicep battle royale, and someone seriously needs to suggest yoga for anger management. With wild eyes and a tattooed arm pumping like a well-oiled machine, the hero sprints into chaos, dodging danger as if he's in a game of dodgeball, in a medieval apocalypse. Hold on to your swords, folks. The air is thick with tension as a figure plummets, silhouetted against a fiery glow. It's like watching your favorite show's cliffhanger, but with a lot more drama and dirt. With a wild look in his eyes, the guy with the rock-solid jaw shouts his panic. "Fine, I'm running. Not because I'm scared. Well, okay, mostly scared." A piercing wail shatters the night, echoing like an opera singer with a broken heart. Someone's in distress, and it's not just the neighbor's cats crying in sympathy. A chaotic stampede of soldiers, dust swirling like a bad dance-off, while one guy shouts, "Do they even have a map?" Panic mixes with humor as confusion reigns supreme. With eyes wide and a mouth agape, the girl unleashes a scream that could wake the dead, or at least your neighbor's cat. It's like a siren, but less melodious and way more dramatic. The sky looms ominously, clouds grumble like an annoyed cat. A storm brews, threatening to drench any unprepared souls wandering under the tension-heavy twilight. Grab your umbrellas, folks. A shadowy figure shouts, "Stop!" like their dog just bolted for the neighbor's cat. Tension hangs thick in the air, heavy enough to slice with a butter knife. What's about to go down? In a sea of maps and unfamiliar streets, the guy with the perpetually messy hair is having a meltdown. Cue the dramatic music. Lost? More like defeated by the GPS again. The guy with the wild hair bellows, "Shameless," like he's directing a Shakespearean drama. But honestly, it's probably just about someone stealing his fries. Tension? Sure, but are his fries still edible? Karak, the hapless third son of Fanon, realizes his navigation skills are worse than a cat in a room full of laser pointers. The group's frustration boils over. Talk about a wrong turn. With furrowed brows and a voice trembling with rage, the blue-haired guy declares betrayal, his anger spilling like rain. Meanwhile, the grumbling crowd echoes, "Who knew shotheads could be so poetic?" A shadowy figure looms, voice dripping with intensity. You were blind as a bat, chasing after him like a lost puppy until just a heartbeat ago. Surprise! Under the moonlight, the muscle-bound warrior surrenders with a dramatic flair, tossing aside his ego like yesterday's armor. Leading from the front? Nah, I'll just supervise the snacks instead. Footsteps echo in the night, heavy as if the weight of secrets lingers in the air. One shadow grips a shovel, probably not digging for treasure, more like trouble. With a fierce glint in her eyes that says, "Watch out, world!" the blonde warrior steps forward, banishing hesitation like bad hair days. Leading from the front? She's already there. Einar stands tall, muscles flexing like a warrior's battle flag. The surprise in the air is palpable. Did she just step out of a fantasy novel or a gym commercial? Einar, the second daughter of Fenelon, stands tall, confidence radiating from her like a beacon. "Trust me," she smirks. "I promise not to lead us into a wall, this time." With a smirk that could charm the stars, the guy with the golden locks revels in his scheming. Meanwhile, the brow-furrowing man below wonders if he left the oven on again. The guy with the intense gaze mutters, "Einar," like it's a secret password. Outside, droplets race down the glass, mirroring his inner storm, emotions brewing like a pot of overcooked spaghetti. With a furrowed brow and panic in his voice, the guy with the piercing golden eyes realizes he's navigated himself into the twilight zone. Great! Just great! Eyes wide, a bead of sweat trickles down his cheek. Confusion and betrayal whirl inside him. "You too?" The disbelief hangs in the air, like a poorly timed punchline at a funeral. Beneath unruly spikes of hair, the guy shouts like he's auditioning for a rock band. Too bad he forgot to tune his guitar. His urgency echoes, turning panic into a battle cry. With eyes wide and a voice that could wake the dead, the guy with the bulging muscles shouts, "We must go to the labyrinth before it's too late." Nothing like a crisis to give you a serious workout. Einar, meanwhile, is in blissful denial, blissfully ignoring the growing chaos around him. Classic. Amidst the chaotic battlefield, the guy with the slightly dramatic hair screams for Jin, his sulkiness matching the looming storm. Seriously, nothing says leadership like pouting and perfect hair. Who knew emotional baggage could be so exhausting? Chaos erupts as the guy with the messy hair disputes the nomination. "Good guide?" he scoffs, questioning the brainpower of the room. Maybe they should start with a brain cell count. Meet the guy with the chiseled abs and an expression that screams, "I'm way too handsome for this drama." Surrounded by chaos, he's contemplating whether to arm wrestle or just walk away. Sweat trickles down her brow as urgency pulses through her veins, time slipping like sand through her fingers, and the labyrinth isn't about to wait for her latte break. "Attention? No thanks," she thinks, eyeing the lurking shadows, hoping they didn't just hear her stomach growl. The girl with the icy blonde braid feels an unsettling tap on her shoulder. She turns slowly, heart pounding, wondering if it's just her imagination or something far creepier. With a voice like thunder and a name that only a Norse god could love, Bjorn, son of Yandel, braced himself. His destiny was about to crash into him like an unwelcome delivery. The guy with the rock-hard abs and a glimmer of guilt scratches his neck, while the icy blonde with defiance in her eyes shoots back. "Well, your finger pointed this way!" With icy determination, he shot down the suggestion, eyes sharp as a hawk. "Nope, this isn't a sightseeing tour. I'm the captain of this navigational ship." The guy with the intense gaze shushes everyone like he's revealing the secret to eternal youth, except it's just a bad hair day. Tension crackles as eyes widen in curiosity. Her voice trembled like a leaf in a hurricane, doubt dancing in her eyes. "Do you speak the truth? How on earth did we get tangled in this mess?" "Just follow those guys over there," he confidently gestures, like pointing out where the dessert table is at a wedding. Little does he know, those guys might just be trouble in disguise. A trio of armored brutes trudges forward, their heavy footsteps echoing like thunder. The brooding figure watching from the shadows can't help but wonder if they packed extra snacks for the road. In the midst of medieval chaos, Sir Smug in shiny armor sneers at the meatheads like he just stepped out of a fashion magazine. His sidekick, the monochrome wizard, rolls his eyes. He's seen more class at a pig roast. Shiny armor clinks under the moonlight, casting suspicious glances. Clearly, they're not headed to a midnight picnic, unless that picnic involves swords and dragons. Time for an adventure. With eyes wide, the warrior princess sees the light, finally. Beside her, the muscle-bound protector looks stoic, like he just solved a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. With eyes wide and heart racing, the adventurer exclaimed, "I found a way to the labyrinth." Cue the dramatic music. This is either an epic discovery or a very bad idea. The guy with the mysterious mask raises an eyebrow, surrounded by a crowd of buff admirers. Einar the Wise? More like Einar the I totally just made that up, laughs Echo as he pretends to polish his sword. The guy with the oversized glasses stares incredulously, realizing he could outsmart a rock. Brains, he thinks. More like rocks with legs. At least they don't talk back. Amidst the moonlit chaos, a voice echoes, urging everyone to dive into the fray. It's either a bold leap into adventure or the world's worst game of follow the leader. A looming castle emerges from the shadows, its ancient stone walls glistening with rain, as if hiding secrets darker than your teenage diary. Who knew architecture could be this brooding? A blinding flash ignites the sky, twisting shadows into a dizzying maze. "Welcome to the labyrinth," they exclaim. Who knew getting lost could come with such dramatic flair? As the blinding explosion erupts, gasps ripple through the crowd like a wave. Everyone's hearts skip. Are they witnessing a miracle or an impending disaster? Spoiler alert, it's probably both. Amidst a swirling vortex of chaos, the guy with the battle-worn armor stares wide-eyed at the labyrinth, his heart racing. This sacred battleground better not come with a no-escape policy. The guy with the racing heart stares into the dizzying abyss of the labyrinth, wide-eyed. "Holy crap," he mutters, wishing he'd packed more snacks for this adventure. With his messy hair and piercing blue eyes, he's gearing up for a showdown, probably wondering why life isn't more like a video game, except this isn't a level he can restart. The guy with the chiseled chest swallows hard, uncertainty etched into his features. Entering the labyrinth feels like signing up for a haunted house, without the candy and with way more spiders. Under the spotlight's cruel glare, the anxious guy with wild hair contemplates an escape plan that seems way more appealing than facing the awkwardness of the situation. Discreet? More like a ninja in slow motion. Beneath a spotlight in a sea of shadows, the muscular warrior stands confidently, a living statue wrapped in shadows. Flex those biceps, he's ready to take on the world, if only it would stop staring. The boy with the tousled hair lies in a stark hospital bed, sunlight creeping in as if offering a lifeline. His body screams for relief, while his spirit wrestles with fate. Blessed with good health? Nah, just a VIP at the sickbay. A self-doubting hero with a penchant for avoiding conflict stares into the abyss, wondering if they can outsmart a monster that's more likely to enjoy staring contests than actual fights. With beads of sweat trickling down his forehead, the guy with furrowed brows realizes he must outsmart the labyrinth, not enter it. Who knew taxes could be this dramatic? In the pitch-black void of frustration, a voice echoes, "God, I hate the tax system." Because really, who thought crushing monsters would come with tax brackets? The coins rain down, mocking. A treasure chest, brimming with glittering gold coins, crowned like a royal. The kind of wealth that makes pirates weep and wish they'd stayed in bed instead. In Rafdonia, turning 20 is less about cake and more about cash. Skip tax payment, and it's a one-way trip to the afterlife. Sweet 16? Try Deadly 20. In the shadowy corners of the game world, a creature with electric purple fur stretches its serrated tail. Who knew making money could involve so much furry drama? The red-skinned beast grins, sharp teeth glimmering like a horror movie villain's dream. Number 1 is ready to tango in the labyrinth. Who knew monster mashing could look this menacing? The nervous chef with the shiny bald head is sweating bullets, staring up at the looming monster overhead, while the plate-wielding waitress asserts, "I swear this isn't the special today." The guy with the slicked-back hair emphasizes his plan. A half-eaten chicken drumstick dangling from his fingers like it's a golden trophy, while he pitches his next big idea over ale. Cheers erupt. This establishment buzzes with ambition and grease. In the darkness, the weight of unspoken fears hangs heavy. The problem is, the voice trails off, leaving anticipation hanging like the last slice of pizza, just out of reach. The enormous figure looms in the shadows, a hulking titan with swagger that screams party crasher. "I'm a barbarian," he declares, while everyone else clearly wishes they'd taken a different path. The guy with the shiny bald head looks furious, eyes blazing like he just walked into the wrong family reunion. "Meatheads?" he retorts, ready to throw a punch, or maybe a steak. In the shadowy corner, a menacing figure grins, plotting chaos in the store. Because, clearly, delivering groceries is way too mainstream for a barbarian. "Someone call the manager." The guy with the furrowed brow runs his hands through his hair, frustration bubbling. "Great, so I'm stuck with a glorified tutorial. I didn't sign up to be the game's handyman." The girl with dreamy eyes wonders aloud, imagining a reality where goblins and dragons are just a bad hair day away, no monster slaying required. Now, that's a game changer. The clock ticks down, and panic rises like a loaf of bread in the oven. 10 minutes, screams the guy with the wild hair, fumbling for his shoes like they hold the key to the universe. As the air crackled with electric tension, a blinding flash erupted, like nature itself decided to throw a rave. "Nothing to worry about," they said. "Sure, and I've got a pet unicorn." Lightning crackles as the guy with the wild hair stares at the shimmering portal, realization dawning. "Great," he mutters. "I just cleaned my calendar for today." The beefy guy with the intimidating scowl sizes up the entrance, his fists clenching tightly. "A month stuck out here? Better get in or consider it winter hibernation, or worse, gym withdrawal." The guy in sandals, pondering life choices, wonders if barbarian is a career-ending label. Can he really live off someone else's food generosity for a whole week? Talk about risky dining. Storm clouds gather around the brooding guy with the steely glare, sweat trickling down his forehead like it's doing a marathon. Is he stressed or just really regretting his last haircut? The clock ticks ominously as they weigh their options, drenched in a shadowy despair. Survive a month? Guess it's now or never, right? Hope I packed my superhero cape. The guy with the wide-eyed panic realizes he's stuck, as if someone triple glued him to the floor. Maybe he should have skipped the super glue at craft time. The screen glitches out, echoing the mess in his head. This isn't just another game level, it's his reality. Panic sets in, like a game over screen with no restart option. With a name that sounds like he should be leading Viking raids, Bjorn, son of Yandel, hears a tap that could either be destiny or his mom forgetting to bring him lunch. Tension hangs in the air like a bad pun waiting to be told. A hand poised, tension like a tightrope about to snap. There's that familiar flinch, the anticipation of something big, or maybe just an awkward moment. Ouch, was that an emotional bruise?